All right, welcome back, everybody. This week on Main Street, and this is going to be a good one because it is a group of folks and one person in particular that I've been really looking forward to chatting with, and that is Sue Saponara from ShopRite of Hunterdon County. Sue is a registered dietitian with ShopRite, and such an amazing resource in our community. You know, if you know anything about Hunterdon County, you know that ShopRite has every organization's back. They're constantly giving, support, resources, donations, and Sue and her team are one of those resources. So we're so excited to have you, Sue. Welcome to our show.
Thank you. I'm really excited to be here. Always happy to talk nutrition. So thank you for having me.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And ShopRite has been one of our sponsors of the Main Street events over the years and so many of our other events. And, when we kind of pivoted with this whole virtual world that we're in right now, and we created this Rise community, this kind of private community of endurance athletes looking to improve their conditioning, their fitness, so that when things open up a little bit, we can get out on the roads faster and stronger and better. We were talking as a team, like who are kind of the organizations and the people that we might be able to tap to share some insight. And you guys came, first to mind, I have to say. So tell us a little bit about, your kind of role, how you got into nutrition, dietetics, and kind of your story a little bit.
All right. Well, sit down and get ready for the 10-hour marathon. No. So I started, my interest in nutrition goes way back to when I was a gymnast. And my coach, one of my coaches in particular, was just very much focused on our nutrition and how we ate. And I did a little kind of self-experiment, and I had my training program and I changed the way I was eating. I did that for a solid, I remember 3 months, tracking everything, writing everything down, and I saw it change. I was probably a sophomore in high school at that time, so pretty young. And then when it came time for college applications, I still was scratching my head. I didn't really connect the dots. But I thought of my coach and I said, you know what, let me check nutrition. I had heard cool things and I realized my own experience. And just from there, it blossomed. In college, as a dancer as well, there's direct connections to how I ate, hydration, my performance, and my abilities. And then I just stumbled upon it. My early days in nutrition were at the WIC program in Trenton, New Jersey, where I worked with women, infants, children with maternal health. Very important. You realize just how, it's certainly critical during that phase where you're pre-pregnancy, so that you can support a good pregnancy, and during, and then after. So I worked there for many years before raising my own children. So I took a break, and that was so wonderful, including one who's a runner. Well, she just graduated from Rutgers, but she was 4-year scholarship there with the Rutgers running program. She does endurance. And my other son's also very athletic too. So nutrition factors in prominently. But then after my kids, I was just interested in staying around here in Hunterdon County and what was happening. So I was connected with the hospital here, Hunterdon Medical Center, and I ran outpatient programs in the community. We did obesity and diabetes reduction, prevention campaigns in the Latino community. We did school wellness over at Robert Hunter and JP Case programs, as well as the other elementary schools, and a variety of other programs in the community. That led me to ShopRite, because ShopRite was just starting their program, and we had a cooking class, and we collaborated with the hospital and ShopRite. And once we got cooking, it just blossomed from there, and here I am today.
Wow, that is awesome. I think that there's so many things you said in there. It's like there are these amazingly parallel stories. So you have kind of this aspect of you were an athlete all year, all growing up, and then you kind of tweaked some of your nutrition, saw some performance changes maybe as a result. Then, kind of working with that, early age maternal kind of part of the lifespan. And, you know, we often talk about the fact that women who are expecting, that's like one of the most open times to nutritional changes, because you're really trying to literally set up the future. And you're certainly getting ready to go into an absolute endurance event. Anybody who has had children, who has, you know, had the privilege to be a part of that kind of part of the story of life, understands that. And in kind of some ways, that's kind of like an endurance event, an athletic event all unto itself.
Oh,
So
yes.
yeah, I know you're speaking, right? I can't speak from experience except kind of watching from the coaching role. But you know, it's kind of interesting, because here we are on this channel, we're talking about endurance athletes, and we're talking about setting your body up for the optimal performance. And I think that many of us athletes, it's easy to think about like, okay, in running, like, I got to put the miles in, or, you know, even, okay, now we've got to take that next step in strength training. And these are some of the resources that are, you know, available. And now I feel like people are finally actually getting on board with, well, you know, it's not just about running or being strong, but it's also a matter of what I put in my body that has an impact. So the thing I don't think people might know is that there are resources that ShopRite provides, like yourself, if I understand, free to the end user. So tell us about that. What are you and your department doing at ShopRite?
All right, so we are, who are we? We are 5 stores. So our ShopRite of Hunterdon County includes our Flemington ShopRite, where I'm based, that's my home base, Clinton ShopRite, the Phillipsburg or Greenwood ShopRite, and then 2 newer stores we opened in Bethlehem and Yardley, Pennsylvania. So all of our 5 stores have dietitians as a service for our associates, as well as for our community. So our shoppers, community at large. As you mentioned, we're very much involved with health and wellness outside of our stores, because we are, you know, I live in this community. We are the community, and we're one, and that's kind of the mindset that we have. So we are a free service in terms of our dietetic consultation. So if you have you want to start a running program, you want to continue your running program and improve your nutrition to increase performance or improve performance. So that's an example. If you just give us a call at the store, ask for the dietitian, and we'll set up a time to meet. There's no charge. It's a free service. Right now, of course, we're operating in a variety of forums, such as virtual, online. We do WebEx as a platform, or we're now socially distancing in the store with our masks as well. So I can meet people in the aisles to show them foods you're taking now. Maybe we can trade up for something that fits your future wellness goals better. Or we also start in my office. I can spread people apart just to touch base and find out what the goals are. So this is a free service. We do virtual nutrition classes. We have a secret, no, it's not a secret. We have a website, ShopRite.com, but you can type in dietitians.shoprite.com. And Eric, I think you have that link, right? And you can get right to our pages where you can just type in your zip code in case you're not right here in Flemington, and you can see the stores that have a dietitian and his or her calendar, and all the events that you can sign up for. Basically, all of our services, you know, helping folks connect the food that they need to their health and wellness. That's a free service we provide. When we culinary classes, which we do, and we provide meals during that culinary class, we have a chef with us. Those we have a charge for, although right now, of course, with restrictions in place, we're not doing those as of today.
Wow, that is amazing. I mean, so not only does ShopRite sponsor so many events, support so many events, you know, I know that I've been to a ton of community events, and they're always, you know, giving water or giving bagels or oranges or, you know, whatever, in addition to monetary donations, or they're just sending their people out there to really help the community. I love the fact that, I mean, and it's just amazing that not only that, Not only does it have a tremendous selection of products in now 5 stores in our area. I mean, if you live anywhere in this general area and you can't hit one of those stores, well, then you're struggling. But you're also telling me that if I have goals of maybe running my first half marathon, or my fastest 5K, or any athletic, oriented endeavor, there's resources and people, professionals like yourself. And, I'll just kind of throw a little plug in. There's kind of nutrition people, and then there's people that are registered dietitians, which is a whole another level of credential and expertise. And we can do that all free of charge, which is mind blowing. So
it's mind boggling. It is. But it's just great. So we know, and we know here at ShopRite, and I think the foundation for this position was that the choices we make steer us towards or away from health, towards or away from our health goals, whatever they may be, from lowering blood pressure to diabetes management or to running your best race. And the choices we make in the aisle are paramount. So we can give that education to those who are seeking it. As much as I may want to walk around putting broccolis in everybody's shopping cart, I don't do that. I wait for you to come and ask me if you have questions, if you're interested in starting the conversation, we're here for you.
That's awesome. Well, I'm super excited, and as folks on this platform know, and people that see this kind of on our external pages know, we're going to be following up this session and be doing monthly sessions with you and your team, really starting to dive into some of the other topics. And I know you throw out broccoli, and I'm excited to pick your brain about sulforaphane and really kind of get into some of this stuff. And I think what's going to happen is we're going to blow some minds of some of our athletes on just the scope with which you guys can really play within. So tell us, before we kind of sign off for today anyway, tell us, what are some of the things that you're looking forward to in terms of digging into this show a little bit?
Well, heck, Eric, the sky's the limit. If you can throw sulforaphane into a sentence off the cuff there, I'm just excited about everything. So everything's on the table, including any comments that, you get in terms of what folks out there would like to hear more about. But just some topics off that we can discuss include iron. Iron intake is so important, especially for women. We want to make sure we meet our needs. We can talk about hydration, calculating your sweat rate, because you have to control the varying conditions out there to make sure that you're doing what you need depending on the season or the temperature. We can talk about just the optimal training diet. It's so important. Sometimes we lose sight of the forest for the tree. So of course there's pre and post workout nutrition for optimizing your muscle buildup and your glycogen replacement. But what you do every day is really the biggest contributor towards your athletic performance. So that everyday diet, what we can do to optimize that, to, let's say, decrease overall inflammation, to optimize calcium intake, to optimize, of course, your daily energy intake. Because again, if we're so focused on a lean body so that we can, maybe improve our performance just keeping lean, we may cut ourselves short just because with that lower energy intake, we are actually decreasing our ability to maximize those workouts during training and also jeopardizing our overall health, whether it's our bone health, and least we forget that we're not just a runner, we're a person that wants to run not today, but 10 years from now, 20 years from now, and we have to take care of the whole body, which is your heart, which is your muscles, of course, but it's all of you. So I think focusing too on just total wellness to continue as a runner for your whole running lifespan, which is a long, wonderful, rising elevation one. We can touch on that too. So I'm very excited to hear any feedback folks have, what they really want to hear more about. But certainly I do want to touch upon that overall optimal eating plan for you for duration.
I love it. That sounds perfect. So we will put it out there. As folks are watching this, please do comment, like, share, ask questions, because Sue and the team are well equipped and ready to rock and roll and get into the details a little bit to help not only the runners, but also their families and the community at large live the longest, healthiest, and happiest life. So I am super excited. I know when you were talking about that website, that's dietitians.shoprite.com. We'll make sure we put it out there. People can find recipes, kind of like seasonally oriented, it looked like, can find all sorts of different resources on those pages, and also can connect with you guys directly, I would imagine, via those media pages. So
Yes, absolutely, Eric. And thanks for mentioning that, because, I forgot here. We're a supermarket. This is about food. We have to put food on the plate. We can have all this knowledge inside of our head, but if we don't translate it into this wonderful, delicious dinner, lunch, breakfast, snacks, etc., we're not going to get what we need. So we will also highlight each session with some food, some recipes, so that you could turn it into something delicious. Molto bene, mangiare.
I love it. You're speaking my language. Very good. Well, thank you for the time today, and thank you to ShopRite and your staff and your team. We're just so gracious for the support, and really just feel so blessed to have resources like yourself in the community, and hopefully people will not only learn that that resource is actually not just here but free to them, and we can kind of continue to spread this message of total well-being out past our bounds. So thanks again.
Super. Love it. Thank you very much, Eric. Have a great
Okay,
day.
you too. We'll talk soon.